and I'm ready for action in my lace-up shoes. Well, I'm no martyr, I'm just working smarter. I'm flying. Well, these piles of clutter could be blessing others, so I'm flying. And while I'm flinging, you can hear me singing. I'm flying. I help my friends and family, but with routines in place, I still have time for me. I can get things done while I'm having fun, 'cause I'm flying.
Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. And do you have some plans made for Family Fun Day? If so, tell us what they are. Post them here. What everybody's doing. Maybe you'll give some other people some ideas on what to do on Family Fun Day. Yep, it's this past week we've been in our master bedroom. We've cleaned out our closets. We've cleaned our nightstands. We've even grabbed underneath. Sorry about that connection thing going on there, but hey, we're back. But we got some things done this week. Next week, we got the whole week in our living rooms. Yep. And guess what else we're doing next week? Next weekend is Labor Day weekend. It's the final holiday of the summer, Labor Day. Are you going to have a barbecue at your house? Have you started thinking about what you're going to cook? I looked at some videos last night of some Labor Day party ideas, and there was some fun stuff there. So let's start thinking about next week, because if you go to the grocery store this weekend or on Tuesday, like Robert likes to go, that's when you got to get the stuff in the house. Let's get some stuff in your house to... are you going to make a bunch of burgers? I mean, you can make burgers ahead of time and put them in the freezer. That would be a good thing, Get your burgers all made up. I saw a cute recipe where you make a big old fat burger, and inside the burger you put one of those Baby Bell Gouda cheeses. And that just made me happy right there. That made me happy. So, folks, think about next weekend. What are you cooking? You can get your baked beans and stuff ready. You can pre-cook your potatoes in the skin and put them in the refrigerator. So all you have to do is peel them and make your potato salad. I like to cook my baked beans. I think I may have done a video about baked beans, but if I haven't, the recipe's on our website. Heart Attack Baked Beans. And it's quite easy. You cut up a big old hunk of bacon. I like bacon that is stacked and it's about this thick. And you cut it down through the bacon. And then you put the cold bacon in the skillet and you cook it until it gets crispy. Not super crispy, but done. And then you take some brown sugar and put in that. Yep, brown sugar. And then you stir that around till it dissolves. You add an onion first, though. You got to cook your onion with it. I like onion and bacon cooking together. After the bacon's cooked, you can cook the onion, because the onion doesn't make the bacon cook very well. And then add your brown sugar. And then you add ketchup. And you add a little bit of mustard, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and bam! You have the sauce for the baked beans. You can make that stuff ahead of time. Put that in your refrigerator, bag it up, and then you just add to your pork and beans. And I've seen people who have used a package of a lot of beans, like bean soup package, and turn that for different little bit of a kick to it. They use this bean soup mixture, soaked them, and use those for their baked beans. Yeah, you can cook those overnight in your crock pot, and then drain all the water off and put your baked bean mixture in that. and just get it good and hot and you're ready to go. And I like to cook some angeled eggs, and I do my eggs in the oven. If you got to cook a lot of them, you do them in the oven. And you've got to let your eggs get to room temperature. That's the main thing, room temperature. So I leave 2 cartons of eggs opened up, sitting out on the counter overnight, and get them to room temperature. And the recipe is on the website. Look for angeled eggs, and you put them all just on the rack. Now, if they're not room temperature, they're going to break on you and they're going to make a big mess in your oven. So don't do that to yourself. They need to be room temperature. And I make them ahead of time because I've got this container that will hold the eggs. Holy cow, I just connected my phone to the TV and I can really see you. Oh, that's a scary thought, Jerry. That's a scary thought. Anyway, that's fun. But I put the eggs in the oven and I cook them for exactly 30 minutes at 325 degrees. And then as soon as the timer goes off, I have my sink full of cold ice water. I throw some ice in there. And then I take my rack out of the oven and dump them all in the ice water. Just that fast. It stops the cooking because they're cooked. They are the most perfect egg you have ever cooked. Better than boiled because you don't have green yolks. You don't have green yolks. So then you peel them and you can bag them up or put them in a Tupperware container and put them in the refrigerator. I like for my eggs to get cold overnight before I slice them half in two. And then the next day I'll slice them half in two, take the yolks out. I'll make my filling and put it in a Ziploc bag. And then I'll keep the white part of the egg in my Tupperware containers because I have 2 Tupperware containers that hold my eggs. And if you don't have a Tupperware container, you can wash out a styrofoam container that your eggs came in. And then you can seal that in saran wrap to hold the moisture in. So you can make your eggs ahead of time too. And then you're the hostess with the mostest. You're not worn out. You can do some fun decorating. Grab your gingham tablecloths and just have a good time instead of slaving in the kitchen. You don't have to do that anymore when you can pre-cook things. And pre-cooking is the key to being ready for a party. You know, think about what kind of punch you're going to serve. Punch is always fun. Even if you don't have alcohol in it, it's always festive. So make a fun punch. And really, all you need for punch is ginger ale and some orange juice and maybe some pineapple juice. And I like to throw in a melted jar of raspberry jam. It's kind of like a fake sangria. You can slice up some oranges. You can slice up some limes and lemons. And there you have it. Or you can make a beautiful lemonade. Make a simple syrup with just a cup of sugar and 2 cups of water and make this simple syrup. You can find a recipe online for simple syrup. And then squeeze all your lemons. And then you put the juice of 2 lemons in a glass, pour some simple syrup in it and some crushed ice, and there you got it. You got a great drink. Festive and fun. So, it's doing things ahead of time. You can make your punch ahead of time. But I like to take a jar of jam that I haven't been using and melt it. Blackberry, you name it. You can mix it all up and have fun with it. You don't have to have a recipe to throw together a punch. Cider sounds good too. You can have a base of apple juice and throw a little pineapple juice and orange juice and lemons and limes and you don't have to have a recipe. You just have to keep pouring things together. And there's Leanne. I figured she was at the farmer's market this morning. I haven't bothered her this morning. Now, I did do my 25 times to write my little affirmations out. And my affirmation is, I am thin. I am eating like a thin person, but I added 2 words today. I am eating and acting like a thin person. I am eating and acting like a thin person. And I've gone down my stairs 8 times already today, and I'm doing it like Leanne's doing it, and 4 at a time. Not 4 treads at a time, 4 flights at a time. And I'm not even noticing that I'm out of breath, which means I could probably do 5. But hey, it's fun and it's working. And I put my weight at the top of the page this morning as I wrote my affirmations, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it. So next week we're in our living rooms. So if you're gonna have company over, you got to have your bathroom clean and your living room clean and your kitchen clean. So that's our crisis cleaning. Do you know how to crisis clean? Crisis clean is real easy. Crisis cleaning is getting ready for company when you got an hour's notice. And here's what you do. You set your timer for 15 minutes. Let me get it up here. 15 minutes. You can do anything for 15 minutes. Set your timer for 15 minutes, and you spend 15 minutes in your kitchen. Start with a sink full of hot soapy water, but don't do like I did the other night at Leanne's house. I almost let the sink run over. Yep, well, it did run over, but it ran over into the sink next to it, which was a blessing. But I walked away from the sink while it was filling. That's my rule. You can't do that. Start with a sink full of hot soapy water and get your dishwasher emptied and start filling the dishwasher with the dishes and washing up some things, and then wipe down your counters. Doesn't take long. You can get it done. You can get it done, and it can be done easily. Starting with that sink full of hot soapy water. But always start with the kitchen that has an empty dishwasher. If you have a dishwasher, and if you don't have a dishwasher, put all the clean dishes away before you ever get started. Don't leave the sink when you're filling it. That's true. The same thing with the bathtub. Now, then you set your timer for another 15 minutes. You go into your living room and you clean your living room. You pick up and put away. You grab a laundry basket and start gathering stuff up that doesn't belong in the living room, and then take that laundry basket and put everything away where it belongs. You got the laundry basket in hand. You can do it with a bag. You can do it with a grocery sack. You can do it with a dual action sorter. Run around the house and gather up all the stuff in the living room that doesn't belong there and go put it where it belongs. It's that fast. Because every flat surface is covered. When the timer goes off and you hadn't put it all away, set it in the living room so you remember to finish doing it. And then go to your bathroom and spend 15 minutes getting your bathroom in order. If you're doing swish and swipe, your bathroom's already in order. But if you haven't been doing swish and swipe, then you're going to have to clean a little bit. So let's get our toilets clean. Let's wipe out from underneath the rim and the seat. Wipe the seat, and then let's wipe around the edge of the base of the toilet. Use your rubber scrubber for that. This does a great job around the edge of the toilet, down around the base, and let's get our bathrooms presentable. It mainly needs to be presentable as a big present to you every day, because nothing says I love you like a clean toilet. And then your bathroom's going to smell good. It really is. I use old shampoo, old body wash and stuff for my toilet cleaner until the last time I had to fill up my toilet base. I use a a big old heavy crock, I ran out, and so I had to use Dawn dishwashing liquid. And I don't like it as well as I do just plain old stuff that smells good. Stuff that I'm allergic to that I can't use, it really does make the bathroom smell good. So swishing and swiping, clearing your bathroom counters off, getting things put away and wiped down, and get the dental floss home runs off with your purple rags off the mirror, and your bathroom's clean. Your bathroom is clean. I used old toothpaste for what? I don't know what you'd use old toothpaste for. I don't know. I guess it could be you could scrub the toilet with old toothpaste. That's a thought. I don't know. It does have a little, has some polished stuff in it. So we got to get our houses ready if we're going to have company. Keeping your house within 15 minutes of ready is a wonderful way to live. You never have to feel embarrassed that somebody has showed up at your front door. And it relieves a lot of stress. A lot of times we live in fear. That somebody's going to find out our dirty little secret. And that dirty little secret is that we don't know how to keep house. We're holding on to stuff. So we can get rid of that anxiety by having our house always company ready. And the best part about that, it frees you up. It lets go of the anxiety, and you can take the next step. Maybe you want to be a NutriCoach, like Leanne's teaching people to be. A NutriCoach, you can take what you have learned and turn it into a business. That's what Leanne did. She was writing for our website and going out in emails. She was changing people's lives, and September the 11th happened, and people were begging for her recipes. And I said, Leanne, you got a business here. And in a month's time, she had built a website, and menu mailer was created. And now it's Dinner Answers. So go check out Saving Dinner. She did a whole line of books for Random House. A huge line of books, all Saving Dinner books. And she wrote one of them for me. I think she even dedicated the low carb book to me. So folks, we got to get rid of the excuses for not getting on with our lives. We live in fear that somebody's going to show up at our door, but the biggest fear is not fulfilling God's promise for us. Because we don't know what it is. Because our house is a disaster. We don't have a kitchen that is able to feed your family. You feel guilt and anxiety over this every day. I told my granny once, I said, my granny was a worry wart. She was a great big worry wart. She worried about everything. Well, when you worry about something, you're living in the future. When you regret things, you're living in the past. And I told Granny, you're sitting there, doing your hands like this, being all upset over something that hadn't happened. It's like sitting in a rocking chair trying to go to the beauty shop or to go to the grocery store. You're sitting in the rocking chair and you're getting nothing done. It's time to take an action. Go down the stairs. Go shine your sink. Get dressed to lace up shoes. Fix your hair. Put on your makeup. When you are worrying about things, you are allowing something that hadn't happened to affect what's happening right this minute. So we've got to let it go. There's no need in worrying about something that is imaginary. It's imaginary. It is. So let's let go of our worry. Let's let go of our anxiety. Let's let go of our depression. We can, because depression is guilt manifested in what's going on inside of your body. And I know a lot of people think that is just malarkey, but this is what I believe. When we let go of our guilt, forgive ourselves. You know, I'm absolving you of all guilt. I got an absolution feather duster right here. I'm absolving you of all the guilt. Everything you've ever felt guilt over. Let it go. You don't have to live with that guilt any longer. You don't have to do that. Because life's too short. All we have is this one moment in time. We're not promised tomorrow. All we have is today. And we might not even have all of today. We have right now. And I'm going to make a difference right now. I'm going to call you on your guilt. And the result of that guilt is depression. I'm going to call you on your worry and anxiety, because that hasn't happened. You're imagining it, but you have today. You have today. I live by 3 rules. And this is sad. Last night I was at a restaurant with my husband for date night. We went to the fish camp, and a precious little boy picked up the salt shaker. And there's salt shakers that you buy at the grocery store that are pre-filled, and when they're empty, they throw them away. So this salt shaker is a free-flowing salt shaker. And those of you who have seen them and used them know exactly what I'm talking about. The salt pours out. Well, he was young. He was probably 8 years old. And he took the salt shaker and poured it, and it did. It poured on his corn on the cob. And his mother started yelling at him. And he said, "Mama, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't know it would come out that fast." He's used to using one at home that barely comes out because we got moisture in there. I always have to beat mine to break it loose. You can put some grains of rice in there to absorb some of the moisture. But I was just glad Robert had gone to the salad bar, and I was sitting there listening to her. And she was 5 feet from me. And it was all I could do. I just had to sit there and pray for that little boy, that it wouldn't harm him for the rest of his life over the words that she said to him when it was an accident. And then she grabbed his corn on the cob and started and brushed all the salt in the floor. And it could have been embarrassing to him. I don't know. But it was heartbreaking. So I live by 3 rules. And the first rule is don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's what doesn't matter. Too much salt on an ear of corn doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. She could have asked for a glass of water, and she could have dipped the corn in the water and cleaned it off for him. She could have asked for another piece of corn, and they would have brought it to her, because these people are wonderful at the fish camp. What doesn't matter just doesn't matter. Don't ruin a wonderful dinner with your husband and your father and your son by going ballistic over something stupid. Yep, I get my dander up over that. I can't stand to see children embarrassed and hurt. You know? When it was an accident. And then the next thing I live by is to laugh every day. Yep, laughter's good. Laughter's really good for you. And laughing every day, it releases endorphins. Just look for funny videos. It's just really good for you to laugh every single day. And when you can find ways to do that, take a break and look at some of America's funniest home videos on YouTube. They're amazing. But laugh at yourself. Laugh with each other, not at each other. Laugh with each other. Find some fun things to do together where you're going to be laughing all day long. One time we got a testimony where a lady put a piece of an address label and she turned it into lips. And Pam and Peggy have done this. But she turned it into lips and put it on her face. And she walked around the house all day with that on there. So she's not talking much, but she said her children were laughing at her all day long. And it just became a giggle fest. A giggle fest. Because she did something funny. Laughing is good for us. And the last rule I live by is to love like there is no tomorrow. Because one day there won't be a tomorrow for you. One day will be our last. So let's laugh. Let's laugh and have fun. Let's love our families and our strangers, and let's love people. Let's love each other. Live by the golden rule to love your neighbor as yourself. And when you can love your neighbor, you have to love yourself first so that you know what that feels like to love your neighbor. So love your neighbor as yourself. And that's why we fly every day. Finally loving yourself. When you can do that, then the love overflows from your cup. Your cup runneth over. What's the 23rd Psalm? Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Yep, I love the 23rd Psalm. So take some time today to make some memories with your family. I've spent too long on here, on my soapbox. Leanne was on her soapbox yesterday. Her show was amazing yesterday. So if you hadn't had a chance to see it, go check it out. Yeah, I'm on fire. But we have to love each other. And say a prayer for Justice Ginsburg. She has been undergoing pancreatic cancer treatment. So say a prayer for her strength, and for her to get through this so she can be on the court again, because she is a wonderful lady who has done some good things for the court. And, that court, if we all treated each other with the love and respect that the justices treat each other with, that would be a great example for us, because they love each other on that court. They really do. I watched a documentary last weekend, or maybe it was weekend before last, about Justice Scalia after he passed away. Justice Ginsburg loved Justice Scalia. And they were polar opposites in their views on things, but they still loved each other. And she misses him every day because he always had a kind word. And on her birthday, he always brought her roses. So let's send Justice Ginsburg roses to lift her up. So loving each other. Even if we don't agree on things, we can still love each other. We can still love each other. So, get out there and have some fun today. Start thinking about and doing some of the things you need to do to get ready for next weekend's party time. Let's party. I'm crying now. So everybody, y'all have some fun. I got some stairs to do. I've done 8 already today. I'm going to push for 18 like I did yesterday. I've written, and I'm getting writer's cramp. This is crazy. I had to do some exercises on my hand this morning. I had to do this and this and this, and I didn't know what I had done to hurt my hand. And sure enough, when I was writing my affirmations this morning, it was because I was writing the affirmations. I don't handwrite very much. So I'll see you at 3 o'clock today. I don't know if Leanne's doing a show, but check her out at 1 o'clock. If she's around, she'll do a show. If she's at the farmer's market, she's allowed to do a show too, and show you some veggies and stuff you need to get. So, folks, have a good time. Get some stuff done. I'm writing my affirmations every day. I've done 2 days worth. And it's flowing out of me. And I'm practicing my handwriting. I got some notebook paper. Robert reminded me last night when I was in 1st grade and 2nd grade and 3rd grade and learning to write cursive. So Leanne says she's going to be here at 1 o'clock. So let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.